He stared at the message she sent. Just a simple, working late tonight, honey. He smiled, a quiet, knowing smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. He typed back, "Okay, be safe." "Don't rush home," she replied almost instantly with a heart emoji. "You're so understanding. I love you." He placed his phone down on the table, the screen still glowing softly. He then picked it up again and opened another chat, one she didn't know existed. The hotel confirmation lit up the screen, a digital beacon confirming a room booked under a different name for the exact same night she was supposedly working late. It wasn't a sudden shock. This feeling had been creeping up on him for months. It started subtly. Her affection, once spontaneous and warm, had become mechanical, like a checklist she had to complete. The kisses felt like a habit, not a longing. The "I love yous" sounded like a script she was reciting. He remembered the first time he truly felt it, a cold knot tightening in his stomach as she laughed at a joke on her phone. A laugh he hadn't heard directed at him in a long, long time. He decided to test the waters one more time. He typed a new message to her. "Will you be home soon?" The reply was quick. "Sorry, a bunch of last-minute meetings came up. I think I'll just have to stay overnight near the office." He let out a slow breath. He replied, "Okay, get some rest then," and added a caring emoji, playing his part perfectly. She thanked him, completely unaware that her entire story had already unraveled, that he was holding the loose threads in his hands. He switched back to the other chat, the one with the hotel, and confirmed his own booking, the room right next door to hers. This plan hadn't been born from a burst of rage. It had formed slowly, crystallizing out of a need for clarity. He didn't want a screaming match or a dramatic public scene. He just wanted the truth laid bare, undeniable. He wanted it exposed, not shouted from the rooftops. Late that night, as the city quieted down, his phone buzzed. It was her. "I miss you." A pang of something, maybe old love, maybe just sorrow, hit him. He typed back, "I miss you too. Hope you're not too lonely over there." Her response came a moment later. "I'm not alone, my colleague is here." She quickly corrected herself, a second message popping up. I'm not feeling alone, just focused on work." He let the correction hang in the air, pretending not to notice the slip. "Good night," he wrote. "Sleep well." He stood in the quiet, carpeted hallway of the hotel, the air still and sterile. He could hear laughter coming from behind her door, and he recognized it instantly. It was her laugh, but different. Softer, freer than it had been with him for ages. He pulled out his phone, his fingers steady. He sent her a message. "Are you asleep?" The reply was almost immediate. "Yes, just drifted off. Talk tomorrow." That single word, "yes," was the final piece. The lie was so effortless, so quick. It settled his resolve, turning it from a plan into a necessity. He took a deep breath and knocked gently on the door to his own room. The one right beside hers, timing it just so? He heard movement, then the click of her door opening, followed by footsteps heading down the hall. A few moments later, his phone buzzed again. It was her. "Did you just knock on my door?" He let a small, sad smile touch his lips. "No, I'm at home." "Why?" Her reply was laced with fabricated confusion. "Oh, weird. I must have imagined it," he typed back. "Stress can do strange things. Get some sleep." Inside his room, he prepared for the final act. This wasn't about revenge. It was about release. He sent another message. "Do you trust me?" She replied with an affectionate, "Of course. Why?" He took another breath. "Because tonight I need your honesty more than I need your love." A pause. The three little dots appeared and disappeared. "What do you mean?" She typed, a flicker of nervousness finally entering her tone. He didn't reply with words. Instead, he sent a photo. A simple picture of the hotel hallway, taken from right outside her door. The typing indicator stopped. The silence stretched for minutes, each second heavier than the last. Then another message from him. "Lies are heavier than suitcases, aren't they?" Her reply finally came, a flood of panicked words. "How did you know? Where are you? Please don't misunderstand." He replied calmly, "There's nothing left to misunderstand." And then it all came out. Fragments of admission, excuses spilling faster than reason. She said it didn't mean anything, that it was a mistake. He typed back, "Mistakes are brief. Choices are repeated." She tried a different tactic, claiming she felt neglected, unwanted. He acknowledged her feelings but drew a firm line. Neglect doesn't justify betrayal. Her messages turned to begging. Please, just come here. Let's talk in person. He replied with 4 simple words. I'm already here. Where? She typed, the panic palpable even through the screen. Open your door, he sent. When she did, the silence that fell between them in the hallway was louder than any scream could ever be. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't call her names. He just looked at her, his expression calm, and asked her to tell him the truth now, for real. Through her tears, she admitted she'd been planning to leave him, to just fade away quietly without a confrontation. He shook his head. Quiet endings are the cruelest, he said. Did he know about me? She shook her head no, admitting the other man thought she was single. Without asking, he took her phone from her trembling hand, found their conversation, and sent a message. He calmly explained who he was, and in a strange way, thanked the man for helping reveal the truth. He handed the phone back to her. Read his reply. The other man, seeing the situation for what it was, apologized and was leaving the hotel immediately. She collapsed into a fresh wave of tears, sobbing that she had ruined everything. You ruined it long before tonight, he said, his voice soft but firm. Will you forgive me? She pleaded. He considered it for a moment. Forgiveness is one thing, he said, but trust is not refundable. He then told her that he'd already packed her things at home. Where will I go? She cried. He looked at her. Consequences are a part of our choices. She lashed out then, accusing him of being cruel, of planning this whole thing to torture her. The truth always feels cruel to those who live in lies, he replied. He wished her strength and clarity, then turned to leave. Did you ever even love me? She called out after him. He stopped, but didn't turn around. Loving you, he said, is exactly why I refuse to live in your lie. He walked back to his room, checked out, and drove home. Her texts came all night, a desperate blend of apologies and accusations. He didn't block her number, but he didn't reply. By the time the sun came up, the silence had taught a lesson that words never could. Back in his own apartment, he changed the locks. And as he stood in the quiet of his reclaimed space, he took a deep breath. The first truly free breath he'd taken in months. His heart, for the first time in a long time, felt steady. Revenge hadn't been a loud, violent storm. It had simply been the truth, delivered at the right time in the right place. And sometimes that's the most powerful force of all.